Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about child labor. Child labor, its causes and consequences. Dear friends, children may be drawn into work for various reasons. Most often, child labor occurs when families face financial challenges, whether due to poverty, sudden illness of a caregiver, or job loss of primary wage earner. Dear friends, child labor can result in extreme bodily and mental harm and even death. It can lead to slavery and sexual or economic exploitations. And in nearly every case, it cuts children off from schooling and healthcare, restricting their fundamental rights and threatening their futures. Whatever the cause, child labor compounds social inequality and discrimination and robs girls and boys of their childhood. Unlike activists that help children develop, such as contributing to light housework or taking on a job during school holidays, child labor limits access to education and harms a child's physical, mental, and social growth. Especially for the girls, the triple burden of schoolwork and household heightens their risk of falling behind, making them even more vulnerable to poverty and exclusion. Dear friends, let me give you a clear data of recent studies. The number of children in child labor has risen to 160 million worldwide, an increase of 8.4 million children in the last 4 years, with 9 million additional children at risk due to the impact of COVID 19. Progress to end child labor has stalled for the first time in 20 years, reversing the previous downward trend that saw child labor falls by 94 million between 2000 and 2016. The incidence of hazardous work in countries affected by armed conflict is 50% higher than that global average. 30 million children live outside their country of birth, increasing their risk of being trafficked by sexual exploitation and other work. Dear friends, if we talk about India, according to data from Census 2011, the number of child laborers in India is 10.1 million, of which 5.6 million are boys and 4.5 million are girls. A total of 152 million children, 64 million girls and 88 million boys are estimated to be in child labor globally, accounting for almost 1 in 10 of all children worldwide. Dear friends, despite rates of child labor declining over the last few years, children are still being used in some severe forms of child labor, such as bonded labor, child soldiers, and trafficking across India. Child laborers can be found in a variety of industries in bricklaying, carpet weaving, garment making, domestic service, food and refreshment services such as tea stalls, etc. In agriculture, fisheries, and mining, child labor too is being used. Children are also at risk of various other forms of exploitation, including sexual exploitation and production of children pornography, including online. Child labor and exploitation are the result of many factors, including poverty, social norms, condemning them, lack of decent work opportunities for adults and adolescents, migration and emergencies. These factors are not only the cause but also the consequences of social inequalities reinforced by discrimination. Child labor deprives children of their right to go to school and reinforces intergenerational cycle of poverty. Child labor acts as a major barrier to education, affecting both attendance and performance in schools. Dear friends, the continuing persistence of child labor and exploitation poses a threat to national economics and has several negative short and long term consequences for children, such as denial of education and undermining physical and mental health. Child labor and other forms of exploitations are preventable through integrated approaches that strengthen child protection systems as well as simultaneously addressing poverty and inequality, improve access to and quality of education, and mobilize public support for respecting children's rights. My dear friends, child labor can be stopped, or if not stopped, it can be controlled to a limit. But for that, not only me, but all of us have to take steps. Teachers and others in the educational system can be frontline supporters to protect the children and can alert other stakeholders such as social workers to situations where children display signs of distress or indicate they work long hours. Getting children out of work and into schools also requires broader change in public policy to empower families to choose education over exploitative labor. Dear friends, you also know that UNO has an organization for that known as UNICEF, United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, which works with the government and for profit agencies to put in place the necessary policy framework to end child labor. It works with businesses to access the supply chains and to find sustainable options to address business practices that lead to child labor. It works with families to support the endings of labor that is a result of bonded or debt labor. UNICEF supports state governments to integrate programs that would end child labor. We also support communities in changing their cultural acceptance of child labor while ensuring alternate incomes of family access to preschools, quality education, and protective services. Dear audience, a key message in the UN Convention on the Rights of Child is that children have a right to voice their views on matters affecting them and to have these taken into account. Children have the power to play a significant role in preventing and responding to child labor. They are key actors in child protection and can give valuable insights into how they pursue their involvement and what they expect from government and other stakeholders like we people. Dear audience, child labor in India still continues to persist with more than 80 lakh children toiling in fields, factories, shops, and elsewhere. But thankfully, a combination of successive government policies and stringent civil society initiatives by organizations like Save the Children have demonstrated an assertive direction on fighting for child rights. Combined with the increasing number of socially corporations and citizens who donate to charity, children's rights are today a cause for everyone. Let me ensure an end to child labor in India. Dear friends, we can take few steps through which we are going to stop child labor, or if we can't stop, so we are going to prevent, we're going to control child labor. We cannot stop in one go, but we can control it to a limit. And for that, we have few steps. I mean, we have to spread awareness, parental awareness, and we have to aware people in through NGOs. Awareness also ensures that communities tap growth, education, employment, and enterprise opportunities and create a socially and economically developed society in which children suffer much less. Dear friends, NGOs use community events, supports arts and theatre to educate communities about the importance of child rights. We can take the second step. We can have more stringent laws and effective implementation. Number three, we can do one thing, we can send more children to schools. Giving children the right to education is the best method to stop child labor. Save the Children's Child Education Achievements includes the following, which I am going to discuss with you. First of all, creating inclusive learning, friendly environments across citing a diverse as slums and village. We can create a dialogue with children and families to send children to school, provide admissions assistance. Or we can create fun, meaningful experiences in schools with child friendly and interactive teaching learning methods. Or we can generate funding for the established libraries and infrastructure like computers, sports equipments, and mobile learning centers. That's all we can do to control the child labor in India. And my dear friends, dear students, we had to